I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media, and we're back again with Aaron Jensen from the city of Waupaca and Ron Sari from the school district of Waupaca. We've got a lot to talk about this week. First thing, we'll start with a pretty prominent topic, and before we hit the record button, I got to glean a little bit from the two of you talking. The past week, Day Without Childcare is what it's called, but not literally. But there is an event held Monday evening that discuss the deficit of childcare, not just locally, but it's a nationwide problem. I
Yeah,
know Ron, you had a couple comments to share about that.
I'm starting to get very passionate about this because I continue to learn more and more in regards to this. They called it a day without childcare. I kind of think of it as a childcare summit that took place Monday at the middle school. And thanks to our grant writer, Greg Groman, we received a Dream Up grant. Not we, as in the county and the city, received a Dream Up grant, and the city has representatives, the county does, the school district has a representative. So on Monday night, what took place is there was a panel conversation, and on the panel was our commandant from the Vets Home, the nursing director from Bethany, and a representative from Theta Care. They shared a lot of data, which is important to help us understand the impact that a lack of childcare has on our community and the economy. It's the drain that happens in productivity when employees have to miss work because of a lack of childcare, daycare that exists. And we have 13 group childcare centers in Waupaca County. All of them have waiting lists, and some of those waiting lists are over 2 years long. So it's something, it's not just here in Waupaca or Waupaca County, it's across the country, but it's one of those things. Aaron and I were talking about it. If we could solve this problem somehow, some way, it would be an attractant. Like we're always looking for ways to make our community inviting, because if we're able to increase housing and our tax base and bring families to move here, it's good for all of us. It's good for the school because we're going through declining enrollment and we're losing revenue. And it's important from the school district's perspective for us to attract and retain quality teachers and staff. In order for us to do that, I need the revenue to increase so I can pay our quality staff more so that they want to work in Waupaca and not in a neighboring or somewhere else in the state. So yeah, it's important, and it was one summit, but I think there'll be more conversations coming. And I believe it's not the business problem, it's not the parents' problem, it's not the school's problem, it's all of our problem. It's a community problem, and I think we need to get all of the stakeholders, including business and school and parents, together to talk about how can we work and brainstorm to improve the situation so our parents have adequate childcare available to them.
Yeah, well said, Josh. If you don't mind, there's a couple. I was sent some of the slides from that presentation, and there's a couple things that jumped out at me. A couple numbers that were a little eye-opening. I mean, I know there's wait lists to some of these programs, but just for perspective, there are 24 childcare providers in Waupaca County. There are 2,578 children under the age of 5 that reside in the county. The current capacity for childcare is 924. So 80% of the programs report an extended wait list. And that's not even getting into the cost of childcare and how much, how difficult that is for many people, how that impacts the workforce, so on and so forth. But just the sheer numbers of what's our availability to provide it and what the demand is was pretty alarming to me. So, and thanks to Greg, and for us, it's, Laura Colbert, our Park and Rec director, Sue Abrahamson at the library, Colin Dykstra as a council members on that. I'm sure plenty of people at the school district and county, but they've really taken a lead and been a part of that conversation from start to now, and will continue to. So yes, I echo Ron, very important, excited to see kind of where it goes.
Very good. We'll move along. It's starting to look like spring outside, and one of those activities that it triggers is the farm market, Aaron.
Yeah, so it's unbelievable. This always sneaks up on us every year. It comes so fast. Usually because we have such crummy weather through April and the beginning of May. Finally, now it's starting to get nice. And actually, this weekend, this Saturday is the first weekend of the farm market, which will be on East Fulton Street again. Heard some numbers in a meeting yesterday. It's kind of crazy. They take some periodic counts throughout the course of a year. For 2022, they had an average of, now I heard a couple numbers, but one number I heard was in the mid 700s and one was around 900 people per Saturday that come through, which is it's a lot. That the potential impact of the downtown and the business district is big, and obviously the access to foods is awesome. So that's starting up again. It will look slower. This, not a lot of things are not ready to be picked yet. So, even though it's opening this Saturday, it's not going to be probably full force. But it will be an option. Encourage everyone to get down to downtown Waupaca this Saturday, not only for the farm market, but actually there's a lot of Mother's Day specials running in our downtown retailers and businesses. So if you haven't got a Mother's Day present, and if you're a last second shopper like me for everything, get there on Saturday and check some stuff out.
And the weather's going to be rainy, they say, Aaron, so it may be a great opportunity.
Yes, I heard it is supposed to be rainy. Yes.
Something else going on this week is Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes, Teacher Appreciation Week is happening right now, and I'm so glad that nationally that it's scheduled here, because it's nice to take some time and to tell our teachers how much we appreciate them. Really, it's not just teachers, it's all of our staff. It takes a team of teachers and aides and secretaries, custodians, administration, the board to work in harmony to do what's best for the kids, our district, and our community. It's not just the kids and it's not just our organization, it's the community as well, because it's important that our students become responsible adults and work and provide and support our community when they're gone. So we have a great staff, we have dedicated people, and so the buildings have done a variety of different things this week. Every day in all 4 buildings, there's teacher appreciation activities or events happening. Today, it just so happened to be a kind of a cool thing I've never heard of, but we have a local business in town that has a coffee, I don't know if it's a coffee truck or a coffee wagon or coffee trailer. I call it a coffee wagon. That came, the Rustic Java coffee business volunteered to come. They were asked by the parent organization to come, the parent teacher group at the middle school, and give some discounted coffee to the staff. And administration contributed, and I believe the PGO, the parent teacher group as well, money so that the coffee was a discounted rate for the staff. And they parked outside the entrance to the middle school where the administration parked out of the way of buses, and were able to access and get some coffee. It was a neat event. The teachers, the staff all loved it. So there's some creative things like that taking place. The other day at the middle school, I was told we have a European Delights business that is starting up, and they focus and specialize in European treats like pastries and bakery type of things, and they donated a whole bunch of those products to the middle school staff one day this week. So every one of the buildings have activities that are neat, interesting, going on this week, and I just wanted to share that with the community, because if there's a parent out there or a community member that runs into a teacher or one of our staff members, to thank them for the job that they're doing for our kids.
Very cool. Thanks to the teachers. We're going to keep moving right along. Just as important as the whole childcare topic is another topic, affordable housing, which in recent years has become harder to find or shortages in it. And the city got some good news on some WIDA tax credits that over time will lead to some more housing and affordable housing here in the Waupaca area.
Yeah, it is. And affordable housing is hot, blistering hot topic throughout the entire country right now. And I think it's a nut that every municipality or most all municipalities are trying to crack. And how do we provide it? With building costs going up, obviously new builds are more expensive. What the market's done for current housing inventory has made it expensive. Obviously, interest rates play into it. What demand is there from current inventory and who's selling and who's not. It's just really, it's a difficult situation if you're looking for affordable housing. Really, the only tool or one of the only tools for providing that type of housing unit in the state of Wisconsin right now is called WIDA tax credits. They're the 9% tax credits. It's something that developers work with municipalities to apply for each year. We've actually applied in the past, and it's an incredibly competitive program. And honestly, when applications are submitted, there's not like a high thought or a high expectation that we'll get them. So last week, WIDA announced that one of the developers that the city was working with actually was awarded the tax credits, which is incredible news. Surprising news, a little, not super surprising, but a little surprising news, and great news. And that is for kind of that River North area that we had talked about. And right now that would provide 45 units of multifamily housing that would have to be within certain thresholds. And that amount always changes, moves up and down. And because these projects are complex to put together, it's not going to happen. I want to make sure people know it's not going to happen next week or next month or this fall. These take a couple of years to get off the ground. But the first step is getting awarded those tax credits through the state, which is amazing. So it's a great start. City council and city staff will very much look forward to continuing to work with that developer and putting the project together. And I thought it was just very good news to share at an appropriate time.
Very cool. Something else we want to talk about are the flowers downtown. Last summer we had really nice flowers downtown, and this year there's a little bit of a different lead going on to make that happen again.
Yeah, we talk about collaboration a lot on these little segments with Ron and I and you, Josh, and this is just another kind of great story with that. The city over the last couple of years, the first 2 years of the flower program, which a lot of people know about, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's beautiful. Come downtown if you don't know about it. You'll know exactly what we mean right away. But they're expensive to maintain. And something that we've always felt that the city would, kind of try to show the value on, help fund the first year or two, and then hopefully get some support from others, seeing that they saw the value in it and thought it was worth helping fund. And that's exactly what we got from the Convention and Visitors Bureau the other day. There was kind of a request made to see if they'd consider helping fund that program into the future. And they stepped up with a kind of a big commitment, and it's a big deal. So kind of exactly what we were hoping would happen is happening, in large part because of the CVB's collaboration. And we're also seeing money come in through some of the specific business owners downtown, and not only in the downtown area, others that are deciding to contribute too. So it's kind of that collaborative funding method is really coming together. So it's exciting.
We're looking forward to a beautiful downtown again this summer. Ron, school district's in great financial shape, and that's helping out with interest rates for projects. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think everybody's aware that we passed that referendum in November last calendar year for $3.8 million. And so what happens is you sell bonds. And yesterday we solidified the sale of the bonds. Our district business office with our financial advisor did that, and a lot of good news came out. Moody's Investment Services does a rating, and the school district of Waupaca rated better right now than we did in 2016 when we had to be rated for when the Comet Field was created, the turf field here near the high school. So we received a AA2 rating. The best is a AAA, but a AA2. And the reason that we got a AA2, well, the good thing from the school district's perspective is that we have a good fund balance. We do not have to do any short-term borrowing for cash flow purposes. We do a good job with budgeting, and we don't go over budget. So those are the things that gave these investors confidence that we're going to pay them back, right? It's a risk that investors take. The other good thing is that the interest rate that we thought we would end up getting when we were sharing information with our community, we thought we'd get 3.5% interest rate. And it came in lower than that, 3.36% interest rate, which is just really good news. And it came in because of our good rating that we received from Moody's. So it's an independent review of the district compared on a national basis. So it isn't just Ron Sari saying, oh, we got a good rating. This is something that came from an independent organization, Moody's. And we're proud of that. We're happy, and I think it's important for our community to be aware of that. When we surveyed our parents and staff, they about the financial health and direction of our district, there were a lot of people that weren't aware of it. And so, sharing it here and there and other places will help more people be aware of the financial strength that our district is in. Which, we want to grow financially. We want to grow and get better at instruction. We want to grow and get better at safety. We want to grow and get better at the culture and our mindsets. So it's one of several factors that we focus on, and just want everybody to know, Josh.
And then we'll close out with a bit of a serious topic. So good news on the financial rating, maybe not so good news in this area, and that's the vaping problem. You're talking for the interview, all the, we'll say, creative ways students are sneaking in vaping during the school day, and it's not a good problem.
No, it's not. And the staff came to administration and said, hey, we got to do something. This is absolutely getting ridiculous. Kids are loitering in the bathrooms, and they're going to the bathroom every hour on the hour. Other kids are afraid, they're intimidated. So, being proactive, what we tried to do is I got involved, and Chief of Police, Brian Hosell, we created a video that was shared with the students at the high school, kind of saying that we're not going to take this anymore. This vaping has to stop. This year, Josh, we had 2 students in the high school using a vape. They put other things in it besides nicotine. Sometimes it's THC and other chemicals. 2 students vaped and became unresponsive, and we had to haul them away in an ambulance to the hospital. Now, they recovered, but you don't know when people are putting chemicals into their body, and if they are on medication or not, you don't know how your body's going to interact with that. Nicotine is addictive. THC is addictive. They're illegal for kids, and we don't want these in the building, period. It's our job to have a safe environment for kids so that they can learn, and for staff so that they can do their job. And, so we started, the staff started what they call a vape patrol, and they all take turns, and the staff is they go to the different restrooms and monitor them between classes. And they're having conversations with the kids, and some of the kids are saying, oh, that's perverted. You can't be talking to us, or, they're going into the stall, and it's kind of like, no, we're not playing these games. You're not going to go every hour into the bathroom and vape. If you have a health issue, we'll address the health issue. We'll meet with the nurse and your parents and go that route. But it can't happen. And when a teacher turns their back, they can't pull out a vape and try to use that and then put it down their pants or down their shirt. The staff is on to this, and it's our commitment to keep everybody safe and keep these things out of the hands of kids. I just read an article last week about an 8-year-old who brought to school a vape with THC in it down in the southern part of the state. We can't have that happen in Waupaca, and we can't have it happen in any building. So yeah, we're taking it seriously and going all in, and the staff, I'm so grateful for the staff taking it seriously to keep our kids safe.
unfortunate that that's a problem in the school, but it's good to hear that's being taken seriously and addressed, and hoping over the course of doing this, you get your building vape free.
That's the goal. You know, a safe environment requires no drugs, controlled substances, no bullying, no intimidation. You know, everybody needs to feel comfortable and safe in the school so that they can learn. That's our business, teaching and learning.
Ron, Aaron, it was a lengthy update, but lots going on. Appreciate the time to get the community up to date this week.
Thanks for the opportunity, Josh.